I am a Reva and I was taught how to pray Salaah.
That means every single time I pray,
the person who told me gets the reward.
5 times a day, from Fajr to Isha.
If you want to support someone like me in learning Salaah,
Then sponsor 10 people for just £100.
remember the Prophet, peace be upon him, said,
Charity does not decrease wealth. Click the button and donate now.
Assalamu alaikum guys, and welcome to another episode of Smile to Jannah. In Indian occupied Kashmir, more specifically Pahalgam, there has been an attack that has taken the lives of 26 people. Generally speaking, because of the occupying nature of India, attacks are done towards its military. However, what makes this attack different and unique is the fact that tourists have been attacked. India blames separatist fighters and accuses Pakistan of not stopping cross-border attacks. As a result, both have closed their borders, expelled diplomats, and done what the countries typically do, stop the airspace. However, one action is unique in the sense that Pakistan has expelled the Indians as the Indians have done to the Pakistanis, but Pakistan has made an exception not to expel the Sikhs.
6 soldiers of Indian army, do not fight against Pakistan. Pakistan is not your enemy. Pakistan will be and is a friendly country for Sikh people and for Khalistan.
This is the 5th crisis that has taken place in the last 25 odd years between the two countries, and 4 out of 5 of these crises have been over Kashmir. Kashmir is a disputed region that when the Brits had taken over India, Pakistan, when it was called Hindustan, and Bangladesh as well, when they left that undecided, some say deliberately knowing what would happen. And since that time till today, majority of the conflict that has taken place between the two countries, India and Pakistan, has been over Kashmir. And it's not just over land. The Indian occupying forces have been oppressing the Muslims that are there. Footage, news regularly comes out of abuse, words that I can't really use in this video, and that sort of stuff has been happening for quite a while. The reaction from the Indians have been accusatory of Pakistan, saying that they have had a hand in doing this. It is them that have been interfering, and therefore Modi has ended the Indus Water Treaty, which in a roundabout sort of way means all the water that's coming into Pakistan, which majority comes from India, we are pretty much going to take that water under our control. That's what's being fed to the Indian mainstream masses. That's why they're getting very excited, and their war cry is, we're going to turn the taps off. Secondly, Kashmiri students, yes, people that are just studying, have been targeted by these Hindu extremist mobs. As people that follow the case in India, that's typically what happens. Whenever Indian people who are dependent upon the government and the Godi media, so the people normally get riled up, and what do? They attack innocents in their localities. Now, that being said, if we now look at Pakistan's side of the argument, they are saying, what would we have gained from doing this attack? Firstly, in an unknown place. Secondly, to tourists, we have nothing to gain from this. And typically, when you want to know who is behind an attack, you ask who has the most to benefit. And whenever you switch on the news with regards to what's going on, an integral part of what's going on is India turning off the proverbial taps. In other words, gaining control and regaining control of the water supply, which according to a 1960 treaty was mutually beneficial for both. And this is integral for India because it secures an economic, a strategic, and a controlling, domineering role over Pakistan. Number 2, Pakistan says that you can't just blame us because the numerous attacks that have taken place by separatist people in Pakistan, India has had involvement in those attacks as well. And the group that India is claiming has taken responsibility for this, Pakistan is saying they no longer exist. And they are asking for evidence. Like, other than your word, can you provide some evidence for this? and none has been provided, to such a degree that even Western outlets have said that this is a claim of India. Secondly, you've got news channels of Pakistan like ARY Digital saying that this is a false flag operation.
पहलगाम हमला मोदी का false flag operation था, एक और सबूत सामने आ गया.
The main evidence that they give is, as soon as the attack took place, a police station that is 6 kilometers away from the attack, in a space of 10 minutes, was able to issue an FIR, which is quite simply a police report. So they're saying 10 minutes after the attack, in a police station 6 kilometers away, a report has been made and it details things like foreign involvement. Firstly, look at the unrealistic speed of this. Secondly, how do you know about the foreign involvement? How have you concluded this so quickly? It's as if it was pre-planned and premeditated.
Authorities say they have demolished the houses of 2 suspects.
Now here is another issue. If India is tearing down the homes of people they think were involved, it means that those people were living in India. So this contradicts the claims that they crossed over from Pakistan. And another thing is that one of the people that was killed in this attack was somebody called Sayyid Adil Hussain. And this was an individual that you can see even from Indian outlets. He was trying to stop the attacker and he died trying to do this. You're not going to hear this being talked about again and again. And lastly, there was a protest that was done outside the Pakistani embassy here in London. And unusually what could be seen was Israeli flags. That was the first thing that was shown. Hang on a minute, your people have just died. You should be in grieving, you should be frustrated and annoyed. Why are you flying the flag of another country? That's the first question people are asking. Second question people are asking is, 2 Indian protesters were arrested.
A few moments later.
Yeah. Sir, please. They're not here to demonstrate. He's allowed to demonstrate. He's not allowed to racially abuse police officers.
What is the reason you arrest? No, if you don't.
One, it can clearly be heard that the police officer is saying for racially abusing a police officer. And thirdly, you can see Indian elderly gentlemen and women holding up water bottles as if saying to them, haha, you're not going to have water anymore. I'm sorry, when did collective punishment of a group of people become a laughing matter?
पानी को क्या हर चीज को तरस जाओगे? मेरे हाथ में पानी है, अभी तो सिर्फ पानी बंद हुआ है, पता चला कल को हवा भी बंद हो गई, हमारे पास तो सब कुछ है.
Oh yes, India is obviously very close with Israel and we all know what they are currently doing. Now for those people beating the drums of war, we've seen this before, it doesn't escalate. It's not in the interests of India or Pakistan to escalate this further. Just closing the airspace, kicking out the diplomats, a bit of, all that inside both countries, but ultimately speaking, India got what it wanted, which is control over the water supply. Because if tomorrow something was to happen, then India would have strategic control and benefit. If since this video comes out, you have heard more information, put that in the comments below alongside the source as well, because a lot of people are saying a lot of things that are unbacked by fact. Alright guys, let's leave it there. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.